Hey guys, what's up? It's Sarah Jane. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. I know I haven't posted in a while. I am working on finding an editing software that works for me. I am no longer using Final Cut Pro because I don't have an Apple at home. So I was using it for a lot of my video projects, and that's the one that I'm used to using. If any of you know anything about filming, let me know in the comments below what you use and what works best for you for a non-Apple computer. I have a Dell computer, so and it uses PC. So without further ado, today I want to talk about a surprisingly good movie. So Tony's not in this one. I told him I would be okay filming this one on my own because he is not a big Disney fan, and I'm going to be talking about the new film Aladdin. So I didn't think this film would be very good when I first watched the trailer. Thought it would be a lot of CGI, and it was basically the same exact story that they had been using this entire time. Come to find out, watching it, we watched it on Saturday and we were going to do a review then. Like I said, but you know, my life gets crazy. So I just came back from watching it a second time, and I'm supposed to go see it again with Tony's mom tomorrow night. So watching this film for the second time, I really liked it. I didn't think I would. I thought it would be the same thing as the cartoon, and Will Smith will never replace Robin Williams, ever. But the way that they presented it, he was a different style of genie. It wasn't specifically everything that Robin Williams had originally done. And ironically, right before I was told, right before I watched it the first time, Tony had brought up to me that originally, the first Aladdin, they wanted Robin Williams to be more of a, I believe he said like a boat merchant or something similar to it. And they wanted to start with him telling a tale on a boat and then bring that in at the ending. But they didn't have enough time at the ending, and they changed things. At least that's what he told me. However, or it might have been the merchant at the end of the film they wanted to bring back as him being the one telling the story. Either way, the way they started this film off was really good. I of course I was confused because I mean Will Smith is right there right off the bat, and it's like, wait a second, hold on, are you like tricking him? But he's dad, so what's going on? Like, is this like the ending and this is how it starts? And that's what happened, and I really liked that part of it because there was an end and a beginning, and that beginning was telling his kids the story, basically, of their life. And the kids didn't even know until later, if they even figured it out, which they should have. They were smart kids. I mean, they're the genie's kids. So I really liked it. The new song that Jasmine sings, let's talk about that. I feel it was a little forced. I feel like they should have been able to talk about, like, they should have been able to introduce it a little more smoothly. However, with that being said, I also think that it was a very powerful one, and the change in the message of the film really made sense with this princess. I mean, the whole reason that, and no one talks about this in the original Aladdin, the whole reason that they're trying to find a prince for Aladdin is because a woman can't rule. A woman can't be sultan. So Jasmine is not allowed to lead. So they're trying to find a prince for her so that prince can lead. That's not fair. I mean, she's grown up in that palace and she's been learning stuff this whole time. She's not even allowed out in the real world. So what's she going to do? She's going to study the real world. She's going to study the politics and study everything that she needs to know to become a ruler. And that's what she's wanted her whole life. And this movie kind of shows that a little bit. And I really liked that it was more woman forward in that sense. There was more detail and depth in Jasmine. She wasn't just a princess to be admired and won over, and she wasn't just the attitude princess like we all see. She had more of a depthful meaning to her life. She knew what she wanted to do, and she knew that she wanted to lead. And I really liked that about this one. We saw a little more of Genie. Like I said, with the merchant thing, we saw more of him, and I liked that we got a little more in-depth on what he wants. He did fall in love with someone, which is... I mean, it was kind of funny the way that that happened, but it worked. And now that I think about it, that ending / beginning is really him granting the wish of the woman he loved, because that's all she wanted. At the end of the film, she's like, yes, I will travel the world with you. I want a boat and I want 2 children. And that's what he got. And I really liked how we got to see that part of Genie where he got to live his life, and we got to see where he ended up, because we knew that he was traveling in that first film. And I will say I never saw Return of Jafar. I didn't feel like that sequel was going to be that great. When I was a kid, we didn't really have that many movies. We couldn't afford them. But that first movie was the powerful one, and the more... I've come to find out that the first one is the more entertaining one, the more developed one. So I liked the way that it started and ended, and how we got to see where Genie was. With the Sultan even, I mean, we didn't get to see a whole lot of him, but like he fought back with Jafar a little more this time. He was actually able to do things, and he was able to see Jasmine stand up for herself and for her kingdom and for him. Like, really, there's a part in the movie where it almost seems like Jasmine's going to be the solution, not Aladdin. Aladdin's not going to come in and rescue her because she doesn't need that. And I really liked that. And yeah, Aladdin ended up being the main part of what happens, because we all know what happens in the original Aladdin. But there was still more to Jasmine's story, and I liked more of the development of these characters. She had a handmaiden who was hilarious. She brought a lot of humor to it. Genie was Aladdin's not handmaid, but like the male version of a handmaid. The hand, it's not GOT though, so that doesn't make much sense. Which, let me know in the comments below and give it a thumbs up if you want me to do a review of Game of Thrones this last season, because I have words about it. I just don't know if you guys would like to hear it or not. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I thought that the jam sequence was kind of funny. The second time I found it more funny. The first time I was like, oh gosh, this is so embarrassing. What is going on? But when I knew what was going to happen, it was funnier, or more funny. I really like the music in this. Like, the music blew me away. I thought it wasn't going to be that good because it wasn't Robin Williams and it didn't have as much humor to it. But honestly, I think Will Smith did a pretty good job with it. I know I've watched a lot of YouTube people, and one of the people I watch, his name is Brian Hall, he said he didn't like the music. He said Will Smith is more of a rap guy. Yes, he is. However, the way that they changed this music has more of a rappy feel, but it also has more of a like an Arabian feel. It feels more like we're being placed in where we are supposed to be. So it starts off with Arabian Nights, and Arabian Nights has more of a movement to it. It's got more of a depth in the instrumental part of it. And with Never Had a Friend Like Me, he has kind of a rappy feel to it, and he made it his own music. He made it his own version of the songs, and I really liked that. I felt like it gave more of a depth of reality to this story. Yeah, it's not my favorite in the world, but it was a lot better than I thought it would be. It ended up being a lot better than I thought it would be. The soundtrack is actually on YouTube. I just researched it because all these songs are stuck in my head. And I encourage you guys to at least listen to the songs. If you are totally against watching this new Aladdin, at least listen to the songs. And then it'll give you an idea of whether to go to the theater and watch it yourself or not. I personally think that you should give it a shot. It's worth that shot. It's something that I feel everyone can get something out of if you're remotely in any way a Disney fan. There are interesting things in this film. So, I encourage you to watch it. Tony and I will be watching Rocket Man this weekend. So excited. We're also going to be hopefully watching Brightburn because he really wants to watch it. I'm not a big fan. I don't like horror that much, but I'm willing to watch it for him. And we're also going to watch Godzilla, which we've talked about in one of the trailer reactions. So we'll see what happens with those. And hopefully we'll be able to get that content up soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.